Okay, so this is FTagAI, and I'm just going to give you a very basic quick tour, and this should be available Monday, the 18th, May 18th. So really kind of what we got here is we got actual 4 different AIs. So you got the Frontline Advisor, which is coded and designed for just your general questions, right? So say any scenario in your building happens and you're not sure really how to handle it, to make sure that when the surveyor comes in, maybe it's a self-report, maybe it's a grievance, whatever it is, this is kind of your first stop. From there, you can probably gather enough information that it can then sort you to one of these other ones, the incident reviewer, which is designed to take a written narrative of the incident, all the data, the timelines, everything like that, and witness statements, and review them and say, hey, this is where it's problematic based on, us referencing over 107,000 2567s, and we found similar cases, and this is how other facilities got cited and what they didn't do and all that stuff. And then you got the educator, right? Every part of running a building has to do with constantly identifying risk and then educating, so those risks don't turn into consequences. So the educator just generates in services. Again, it too is tied into the database. So if you ask it something like, hey, give me a quick in service for housekeeping for mopping only one side of the hallway at a time, it will give you that and like 5 other things that you may not have thought of, that you need to know. Maybe it'll include something like how often they need to change the mop bucket, putting up signs, making sure that if you're mopping in an area that has dementia, Alzheimer's residents, that you always have somebody standing by and you're not leaving the wet, slipper area unattended, because the signs aren't going to do much for people on dementia, Alzheimer's. And then the architect. So this is kind of a combination. It's a root cause analysis, right? So it's going to do the 5 whys. It's also plan of correction generator, and I should actually click on it. So it'll do your plan of correction. It'll do a root cause analysis, but it also does like your QAPI performance improvement plan. So whatever you put in here that says, these are the issues we're having, it's going to come up with basically formulate a plan, a corrective action that you need to take in order to make sure that you have a very detailed and articulated education and plan for your staff. And this will be very useful for handing to the surveyors, and they're going to go, wow, I never thought of that. You guys really put a lot of work into that, because there's 3 other things that I wouldn't even have thought of. So I'll give you specific examples of that in other videos. Again, here's the educator. This is all about generating in-services. You can do a training script for presentations. You can do a skills validation checklist, competency quizzes, sign-in sheets. And again, the incident reviewer analyzes uploaded incidents against 2567 database. And the Frontline Advisor, again, that's your go-to to start with, and then I'll direct you. And I'll give you some examples in another video. But also down here, you got your account, your settings. So this is how you manage your subscription. You got your invoices. You got, if you want to mail support at FTag, say you're having some sort of issue, we can get it resolved. And then also sign out. But here's also the vault. So anything that you upload, it is stored in your vault, and your vault is secure. So in your vault, whenever you upload a document, it uses the same kind of encryption that banks and the federal government uses, right? It's the AES 256 encryption standard. So that's kind of the vault. Over here you got all your new chats and everything like that. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. This is designed to give you answers. It will give you answers. It'll give you incredible answers, answers that you've never heard before. I mean, can you imagine what it would be like to have the experience and the knowledge of a consultant who has an infallible memory and has been through 107,000 surveys and has just an absolute photographic memory? That's basically what this is. So if the first couple times you try it, if you don't get the answer you like, keep asking it questions, because you'll eventually get the right answers if they're out there. So anyway, it's FTagAI at FTagAI.com, and it will be available. It's actually available now, but officially we're going to start announcing that it will be released on Monday. And for the remaining of May, anybody that does sign up can have access to these core elements: the frontline advisor, the incident reviewer, the educator, and the architect, for their lifetime, at the $59 a month rate. And it's going to go up June 1st to $99. And we're going to add a bunch of other functions to it. I mean, this will eventually be a much more robust, but I wanted to get this out there because it's just been a tremendous help just using it during the testing phase. And I've been able to come up with answers and solutions that I would not have thought of had I just sat at my desk for hours and hours just contemplating and looking up on all the other AIs, because none of the other AIs are rooted in a database of 107,000 other surveys. So it's pretty incredible, and I'm excited to get everyone's feedback about it. And that's kind of where I'll end up there, is right here on this little envelope here. Support at FTagAI.com. You got any issues, any questions, any suggestions, anything like that, shoot us an email and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.